Hi friends, and welcome back to Skyforge. It's been a while since I've done any videos on this. I was kind of getting my stuff together, but I wanted to take a moment and talk about the order system they have in this game. Developers released a short post quite a while ago, probably about a week ago now, that explained character progression, and some people were very upset about the resource caps, which halted progression to them, and they were explaining that the order system is another way of progressing because there's no caps on the resources that you can get out of the missions and things for your order. So I thought I'd take a minute and explain each one of the tabs for your order, and then I'll explain how everything is kind of working together to help you gain more prestige. So the first page you're going to find is this, which is the summary page. It's basically your quick stop to see what's going on in your different tabs too. The main thing you're going to be looking at though is the order rank, your number of followers, how many you have to the next rank, and here you have Hall of Greatness, which is a location that I will show off in a little bit. Now, in the Hall of Greatness section, you'll see these characters, and they're all people that you can recruit to be your adepts, which are basically like improved followers, so you can use them to do things. Now, if we go to the Patrons tab, you will see there's a list of 8 zones. Now, you'll get missions to unlock each one. I'm currently on the mission to unlock the Samarlis zone, but each one of these, you put one of your adepts in, and it has an effect on your stats, which increases your prestige. So as you can see, I have my Templar and I've got this healer. Both of these places are giving me 15 might each. And then you can also put chapels on them, and you can build more than one chapel in an area, but you can only have one active at a time. So I have the endurance one right now for my Dawn Plateau, which is giving me 3.8 to my endurance, which is a nice little damage reduction considering I'm a squishy little healer DPS guy right now. I don't have the resources to build a chapel for the next one, but that's another thing to try and get a hold of. Now the next tab is the adepts, and this will show you everyone that you've recruited as your adepts. Now when you start, you're going to get 8 of them, and they vary. You've got able ones are usually the first ones you're going to get. There's talented, and there's some above that too. And the way this works is like you can recruit them as talented, or if you get them as able, you can, like, we'll click on this guy, and over here you'll see you can make enlightenment, and you can make a missionary. Now enlightenment, you use resources, which is these adept emblems, which you get from doing the missions on the map. And it also costs you a couple resources, and these resources you get from doing missions. But once you have the resources and you can enlighten them, it'll turn this able sorcerer will become a talented sorcerer, and his name will be green, and that increases his stats and stuff. And each one has a specific set of abilities. Like this guy has wisdom and agility, and they have an effect. So wisdom gives 8% experience for mission extra, and then agility -2 to mission's duration. But once you fill these up, you're kind of stuck with them unless you decide you want to make them a missionary. And when you make them a missionary, you're basically trading them for more followers. So like let's say I want to get rid of this one, which I kind of do actually, because I have another one, a preacher. So if I want to get rid of the preacher, I will send her off, and she will become a missionary, which opens up a slot so I can have another follower. And that gives me 3 followers. So now I've got 257 instead of the 254 that I had before. But that's how the adepts work, and it's kind of a trading system until you can kind of get more. And as your order ranks up, you will be able to recruit more adepts into your ranks, which will let you do more missions and things like that. But for now, you kind of get the 8. You kind of have to play that balancing act of, okay, who do I keep? Who do I want to sell off? These guys are both max rank. I can enlighten them again, which will make them even stronger. But you have these things that you have to get. So they need adepts emblems and then symbol of immortality, which is something you get by completing adventures, which I have yet to see pop up actually. But that is a thing to look out for because there's so many resources in this game. But the other thing you can do with these adepts is send them on missions, and you'll get this list, this lovely list, and it's color coded. And the way it works is yellow missions are for gathering resources. So you send them off, they bring back resources for the yellow ones. The blue missions require you to spend the resources that you get from the yellow ones, and you get followers and some amulets, which are needed to increase the level of your adepts and make them enlightened. And then there's the red missions. And the red missions cost more supplies and will give you gifts. And you use the gifts in order to build chapels and things like that in your provinces, which give you more stat boosts. And that's the missions. They're pretty simple. And they'll give you recommendations as to who you should send what classes. So like, we'll do fiddle while Rome is burning. And it asks for an agent and engineer. You don't have to use an agent and engineer, but they do give you a boost. And I think my agent's busy right now, but I will send an engineer, which gives me 46% chance of success. We'll throw in a healer, which bumps it up really high, and then we'll throw in our mystic, since he's kind of low level right now. And then we will send them off. And that requires, see, I spent almost all my ammo for that, but it's totally worth it. It's totally worth it. Because when they come back, they're going to give me all these gifts, and they're going to get a bunch of experience. So I can use those gifts to build things in my provinces, which is this menu right here. You'll see you have them all listed here. And then each area has a section that can be upgraded. So you need to upgrade the temple's rank and then upgrade the temple quality. And they each require different resources. So to upgrade the rank, you got to use the holy text, which again you get from adventures. The Ring of the Founder is found, it's random. It's randomly every 2 days on a map. You just have to keep an eye out for it. And then you can build chapels over here, and the chapel needs Oki tablets, which is another thing just like the Ring of the Founder, which will come up in the missions randomly. It'll just see it pop up, and you just got to do the mission when it comes up. Some people have been saying that they've seen a lot on the PvP, but it is completely random. It just comes up, and not everybody's comes up at the same time, so it's really just luck if you get on and find it at the right moment. And it's every 2 days, so once you get it once, you just got to count for the next 2 days until you see it again. But the really cool thing about this is as you upgrade these ranks for each one, it'll give you more of your stats. So, and it even tells you. So for Castalia, rank 1 you get 15 might, and then once I get to rank 2, it'll give me a 15% stamina boost, which is pretty cool. And that does for the Dawn Plateau as well. And then with the different chapels, each chapel actually gives you a different thing too. So like this one is critical chance. We have one for accuracy, temper. I picked the one for endurance for this one, which gave me a boost. There's a chapel foundation for dash activation, for blocking. Another accuracy, discharge recovery, shield power, violence, range damage. It's really, really interesting, the amount of customization you can do. And then each one of these, will have an effect on your prestige. So the stronger your chapels are and the stronger your adepts are, you're going to get more prestige out of them. And it tells you here the effect of chapels on prestige is 50 and 30. So I'm getting 80 prestige from this. And this is the other way for you to increase your prestige level once you hit the resource cap, which is really cool, especially considering this game really feels like it's of a casual nature the way they have it set up, because even if you decide you want to grind your heart out, you're only going to get so far. You cannot completely outdo everybody else. Even if you get your resource cap in a week, in like a day, you get it all in one day for the week. Well, you can't get any more, and the only other way to progress is through this. And even then, the people that decided not to do it that way could still catch up to you, which makes it a lot easier and kind of bridges that gap between the really hardcore players and the people that play it a little bit more casually, aren't spending a whole lot of time with it, but just kind of jump in every so often, which is what I've been doing. But that's how the order system works. It's really cool. I actually really enjoy it a lot. I like the resource balancing of sending my guys away and having them come back and bring me stuff, because I like having stuff. But very quickly, I will show you the Great Hall. Welcome to the Hall of Greatness, which I like to call the Great Hall. But here you'll see statues, and they're actually, I believe, other players, which is pretty cool. I've got the same one, so I'm pretty sure they instance you with a group, and then that's your group. But my statue's over here, and once you get this opened up every day, you can come here, and that's a daily resource, free resources to do missions. You just walk up to the box, you claim your gifts, gimme gimme, and apparently your followers get upset if you don't take their stuff because they feel like you're not appreciating them. But I mean, that gave me 420. I've got premium active, but it gives you a 50% bonus for 420 supplies for doing more missions. And all these people here are people that want to be my adepts. And since I have a slot open, I can actually recruit somebody. I've actually been wanting an envoy because a couple missions have popped up for that. There's an agent, an able agent. Who are you? Talented sorceress, sorcerer, preacher. Who are you? Hey, are you not a person? Oh, they're not people, I guess. All right. But I really want an envoy, so I'm gonna hold off because they reset. They switch out. Different people come in. You can pick different ones. They're pretty standard player models. There's not a whole lot of differential between them. They use the same ones over and over, but you really don't notice because you're not going to be seeing their player model very much, just their little portraits. But it's really cool. And then you have your statue, which is actually modeled after your player character. And as you level up your order, they'll change the quality of the statue, so it'll get like up to, I think it's bronze right now, it'll go to silver and then gold and stuff like that. Same with everybody else's. It's pretty neat. It's a neat little system they have in place. I think it's really cool that they let you see everybody else's, so you can kind of take a look. I guess this is like the guy. He's like the biggest statue in the room. Fancy pants. I don't know if it'll upgrade you into different locations, because I used to be in the back, the very, very far back, and now I'm over here. I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if I'm like at the bottom of the totem pole, but it's pretty neat. And then as you upgrade and you get higher prestige, that's how you unlock the new areas and the quests will open up for you. But it's a very neat system and I like it a lot. And everyone should really take advantage of it. It's really easy to get into. It doesn't take a whole lot. Like, I just completed a mission and I'm gonna take my goodies. Thank you very much. You can also spend credits to accelerate them, so if you don't feel like waiting, you can rush them, get your stuff faster. I'm gonna send another person out. Preacher, you go, girl. Send you, and we'll send my sorcerer, cause reasons. And away you go, bring back more followers. But that is the gist of this. So you start with your recruitment of adepts, get some adepts, you start doing some missions. You start with the yellow to get resources, and then you use those resources to go on the blue and red missions so that you can get the resources to build chapels and upgrade your adepts to make them even better and get higher bonuses out of the chapels that you build. And all of that equates to more prestige for you at the end, which is a very neat system to help you with your progression. As your character goes on, you can make them any kind of character you want, really, with this system, depending on what kind of class you're playing. You can increase damage, you know, protection, make them tankier, make them stronger, just do whatever you want. It's your character and you do as you want with it. And I hope you guys have fun, you know, maybe make some bonds, make some fancy RP bonds with your peeps. Maybe you don't want to send them off as missionaries, because once they're gone. Never get them back. Gone forever. But that's just me. If you've enjoyed, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. You can subscribe to my channel for more RPG and MMO stuffs, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!